fine. So why would you ever not pick the Jesuits? Because that culture conversion cost is a one-off thing. And then they're converted. And then it gives no bonus. Except for the free development. I mean, just doing it for that is kind of redonkulous. And it does give you production, which generally I would consider the most valuable. Because it increases goods produced, and goods produced equals production income and trade income. Because the goods produced equals trade value equals the stuff you're actually trading for. Yeah, monthly devastation unrest is also a good choice, but I can't select them for whatever reason. I guess they haven't been established yet or something. The other things I could do if I wanted to try and earn a bit more money is switch on the trade edict. So this will make you pay 1 ducat a month, but increase your trade power really quite dramatically. That's going to be less than 1 ducat a month, that's going to be like 0.4, so we'll call it 1.4 ducats extra. We can double check that though, 2.6. And then the trade will recalculate now. Yep, that paid for itself already. Hey, Midge. It's a cooldown. Well, it doesn't say anything about being a cooldown. Hey, I'm a great power. I am actually really powerful. I am now... I have as much development as Morocco did. No, sorry, as Madagascar did in 250 years. I think that's... Yeah, I was at about 200... No, they had about 50 more. They got to 275. 250 years later. Culture convert cost stacks well with expel minorities if you play a colonial. Okay. So is it a cooldown? Because it doesn't say there's a cooldown. It doesn't say when it cools down. It just says Holy Order's already established. People who like to roleplay may not ought to pick the Jesuits. Okay. Not sure I agree with that argument. Like, what are you playing as? A Franciscan order? In 1400s? Bonus to culture conversion is good, to be fair, as it's hard to get the modifier and would help with one face, etc, etc. If you say so. I'd rather just make them an accepted culture, personally. If you have the slots. And I don't really know how the expel minorities thing works, because I've not had the opportunity to do so particularly. There was one colony I could have built as the Madagascans where that was an option, and I chose not to because I'll just use a colonist. Oh, I get you, Katie. I'm just not entirely sure how the choice of order would determine your roleplay stuff. Because it's just which religious order is going to be in charge. That's just me. I mean, you've seen, I do roleplay. Madagascar! Watch that series if you want to see that. There's like saying, okay, I'm going to choose this group of religious guys, I'm going to choose this group of religious guys. Does it have any real bearing on what you're doing? I'm happy to say, Fishy, that is a button I've never pressed. And also, you could just take religious ideas for the culture cost. 25% there. That would mean taking religious ideas, but generally if that kind of efficiency matters to you, you probably would. So you can convert all of your territories. Kurjaks and Latorekunha, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. And I probably should build some more marketplaces. Barcelona and Valencia would make a lot of sense. That would allow me to get more control over the trade here. Right, and the Renaissance is still a thing, which is spreading to me. So actually what I probably want to do is set you to advancement effort, so that you can advance me more quickly. And in fact, was Sicily a thing as well? It was. So Sicily can also have advancement effort. And that will mean taking a slight loss, but I think I can afford it. I mean, you have to convert those Turks to Greek. Well, the problem with that is only the Iberians have access to the orders. How does converting work now? Can you still convert states? You can convert everything. The way converting works now, and I can't show you, it was actually a hell of a lot easier to show with Madagascar, but there is a cost. Rather than just having a merchant being active cost, each province comes with its own cost to convert, and the more development in the province and the lower, I think, don't quote me on this part, the lower the missionary strength, the more it costs, I think. Not sure about that bit, but definitely the development has an impact. And also whether it's a territory. So if it's cored and stated, then the cost will be relatively low and you can just convert it. If it's a territory, you can still convert it, but it'll cost you like 8 ducats a month to do so. So if you try and convert a lot of territories, the price is going to rack up. You can do it, you just need to pay for it somehow. England's having the Peasants' War. Wow, England is not having a good time of it at all. This is Scotland's opportunity. They should just go and attack them. Scotland's already pretty much white-pieced with England once. And that first war is usually the most dangerous. That is a point. Ships have changed their icons for the Iberians. I'm just going to turn you off for a second. So our transports look different from everyone else's transports. Likewise with all the other ships. Like the galleys. And the lights and the heavies. Oh no, those are lights. So our lights do look different from everyone else's lights, which look more like this. This is one of the few times when the ship models have changed, which I do quite like. And those are the transports, and you saw our transports are more like wider. And heavies I can't show you yet, but I think the heavies are going to look more bulky. I know what you want from the Pope. Do you, Doomed World? Do you? Oh, here's an admin idea. Unfortunately, we're not getting any benefit in terms of innovativeness, but I'm still willing to pay the cost. It's only 5% in terms of institution penalty. We had the neighbour bonus, which offsets that, and now we have 11 years of ahead of time. And we can choose our first idea. So, what's it to be? I am really leaning towards going innovative, because we are already very technologically advanced, and I'd quite like to keep that edge. Plus, I mean, we've already got this. We've got 7 innovativeness in 1455. We are 11 years into the game, and we have 7 innovativeness, and I just feel like we could just double down on that. I mean, this isn't Anglican. Can we get Anglican? I guess we could wait to see if Anglican spawns in England, conquer England, and then convert, which would then let us double down on Anglican. I mean, we just need to call it Agrican then, instead of Anglican. Agralican. Anglican. Araglican. Araglican. There we go. That comes with the tech cost thing. It also comes with the advisor costs, and already we're running advisors. The other alternative would be trade ideas, which would take Diplo, and I seem to think we are actually the furthest behind in Diplo at the moment, because our ruler sucks in Diplo, and the air's not much better. Yeah, we're going to go innovative. Expansion could also be good, but we've not discovered anything, and we're not going colonial yet. We could also go something like maritime, but I think it's too early for that. We could also go naval. Naval would be strong if we fight against the Ottomans, because having that extra galley combat ability would be really nice, and then later on having the heavy combat, the morale, the global engagement, the force limit, not the force limit, the morale loss when sinking. No, we're going to go innovative. We're going to go straight in for the technology. Rioting Cucumber, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you haven't been causing too many problems in France. You know, because you were rioting. If your culture switch to British culture, you can get the Anglican event. Well, it's not even about that. If it's spawned over there, then I can just move to England and then take it. Because it's still a... Can you just convert to Anglican? It is technically a Christian faith. It's a heresy. Have I heard of Enigmatic Rose? We host each other all the time, Katie, so yes. In fact, I'm somewhat surprised you didn't discover her through me. Did I see the French brought out a guillotine? What? I knew things were serious over there, but not that serious. We're on speed 3 again because we're at war. We don't need to be on speed 3 anymore. So seriously, what is my next move from here? I mean, getting Naples integrated is a thing, but its personal union's just going to happen eventually. I don't think that's a button press, is it? It shows you how often I play with dynastic politics. Integrate. Okay, it is a dynastic thing. And we can't do it before 1492, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue. So, that's irrelevant. We could go after Byzantium or Athens. We're allied with you. Genoa remains a potential threat. And if I could see some of the Genoa's territories, that would be good. I'm actually surprised Genoa doesn't have more of a thing going on here, especially with their level 3 center of trade. Likewise with Florence. Who are you allied to? Hungary and Siena. Right, Genoa's allied to France. There's not a lot that we can do against them. I feel like Florence could be a better target. That would mean scuffling with Hungary. Hungary's fighting the Ottomans right now. Hungary's not going to be wanting to do anything. I think we want to try and expand into Italy. I'll just play Milan 2.0. Okay, so we need... Oh, I'm already spying out. Oh, Granada. I was going to go after Granada before Castile could. And the Ottomans are already fighting Hungary. So I'm going to say that... Granada, Maria, and Malaga. I'm going to say that Malaga is the CB. I'm going to... Well... I cancel improving relations with you. So we could attack you. Morocco says no. The Ottomans at the moment say yes, but the Ottomans are busy with Hungary. Ottoman Navy is 26 galleys. That's still quite a few, but we do have quite a few stacked modifiers for galley combat, and we know from playing as the Knights that we are capable of whittling the Ottoman Navy down. Part of the problem here is if they take my navy out. But I would very much like to strike against Granada before Castile does. Especially because I can see that they're just sitting there drilling. Ah, you just started raiding me? Are you serious? Ah, sod it. What does that even do? Does that increase... Yeah, it gives you 10 devastation every time they raid, I think. Yep. And steals all the loot. So it does steal loot. So who are you actually fighting? Albania, the Knights, and Hungary. That's not a huge threat to you. I mean, fighting the Knights is basically doomsday. But for everything else, not so much. Can I call any of my allies in? No. Bloody hell, France, how have you got that far into debt? Do I want to scuffle with the Ottomans this early? I mean, they have to get to us. That is, like, the biggest thing in our favour right now. Is the fact that they have to get to us. This is a long way away from the Ottomans. Alright, first of the month. Granada, declare war. You think you're safe. You're not safe. And they're just moving straight out of Moralia. And they're going to get their morale back. But this is going to allow me to take a coastal province. Which is good. And then I think... I would like to move the navy away, but I don't dare do so. The Ottomans could go after Naples. That's fine. I think that Naples can probably hold their own. I would like to jump in on that, though. That would be 22 against 22 with my Uber leader. Problem is, you have 8 galleys right there who, yeah, might try to do that. Although, no. It's fine. This is fine. Oh, they gave up already. Because the units had landed already, so it was fine for a short time. And then it was less fine. Speed 3. We don't have very far to go. And I feel like I do want to build a couple more galleys. I think it would be prudent to do so. 2 more. Would really like to see you play as Granada. You don't always need to tag me, Katie. I do read the chat. I wanted him to, so he could see the reaction to Andalusia ideas. At some point I probably will. I mean, that would not be a bad idea for the next game. I should make a list somewhere with all the games I want to do, because there are quite a few. Alright, then let's move you over here. Pick up the next group. And it does look like the Ottomans are staying well clear of my sphere of influence. That's just transport. See, they're war fleets over there. So you know what? Now that all of my forces over here, we're going to land you lot in. And I'm just going to go after the Ottoman fleet. In fact, let's do it with the galleys too. Let's beef up the numbers. 24 against 23. Go. They do have an admiral, a 141. I have an admiral who's actually pretty decent. 322. They do have ships which are fairly close, but then so do we. It's just if they decide to turn up, then we'll basically have to back off. But that's fine, we can do that. Are you just going to sit there? No, they are coming in. We have slightly less morale than they, probably because of morale and power projection. They do have naval tradition prestige. Yeah, I have a lack of prestige. Alright, 40 ships just arrived, so then we back off. Over to here. We lose nothing. As a country like Aragon, is there any reason you'd ever build heavies? Yeah, if you want to try and expand outside of the Mediterranean, like towards India. Or even just heavies in general. Like I've said before, one heavy is equal to 4 galleys. So if you want the best possible use of naval force limit, then you want to use heavies. How are you getting away? How are you doing this? Where's their 4 out there? Alright, they're not getting away. Crushed. Captured a transport, so we're back up to the 10 that I started with. Yay! And this is out in the open. So my galleys aren't going to be as effective, but they're still going to be pretty good. Again, I have plus 35 galley ability already. Just need to keep an eye on the fact that the Ottomans aren't jumping in. Oh, and we lost the transport that we just captured. Never mind. And it's really unlikely the Ottomans are going to get access through all of this, which is why I'm feeling fairly confident. They would have to ship in the troops. And they've got too many other things going on at the same time. And if I can take out Granada before the Ottomans decide to turn on us, then we should be okay. Castile are no longer a great power. I've actually usurped Castile's great power position. Oh, I approve of that. Sicily is actually going to be institutionalized very, very soon. In fact, you can go back to Alicante to repair, because we've sunk all of Granada's ships. Still wish the Straits of Gibraltar were an inland sea. I don't. I actually like it this way. Because you can still block it all with the Gulf of Mira. So this is basically where you put heavy ships, and this is where you put galleys. And this benefits Castile and Portugal more. So I'm okay with it. Aren't galleys equal to heavies in inland seas? No. Because the thing with heavies versus galleys is heavies still have a bunch more hit points. So I think with the galleys it's only the number of cannons which get 50%, so you still got 18 guns against a heavy's 40. You still only got 8 hull size versus 20. So maybe it's 2 to 1 in inland seas and 4 to 1 outside. But generally, to be safe, I like to factor in about 4 to 1 to guarantee a success. Okay, this time they've parked their galley fleet there. This is their transport fleet. Okay. And our first reform. So we can choose between strengthening the noble privileges and curtailing those noble privileges. So taxes versus manpower. I mean, generally I would like the taxes. But do I really want my nobles' influence to be 10 lower. Generally, yes, actually, I would. So we're going to curtail the noble privileges, and we're going to take the money. I love that Venice is gobbling Greece. Venice is going to have a really good game. They're allied to me and France. And Genoa is allied to France. So, like, all of the merchant republics are going to do very well in this game, I think. I'm still looking forward to the great showdown between Venice, France, and me versus the Ottomans. Alright, 17 galleys. They've got 23 over there. Kind of need them to come for us. And also, this siege is lasting a very long time, considering this is a level 1 siege. Oh, I know why. It's because I have the blockade going. Oh, they do have ships. Let's not do that. Let's do that. Now they don't have ships. And the Ottomans are well and truly beating the Hungarians. Once that's done, I'll need to be a little more concerned about people trying to jump in. Playing a big country seems weird. I played as Britain and France and Prussia, and I played as the Commonwealth before Helsin. I mean, compared to Tirhut and Madagascar, yeah, fair enough. And the Netherlands, although the Netherlands can't really be called small in this. Not when I play as them. When do I get shipyards? Level 8. Still a long way away. Well, actually, all I need to do is hold out. Because after, like, 10 years of no combat, don't we just win? And my 4 light ships have a complete blockade over that, so I'm going to hide back in Alicante. Because I'm doubting that the Ottomans will ever try to use their whole fleet to come after me. They might try and cross over from here into Naples, in which case I'll just park my entire army in Naples and hit them as they try to land, because, like I said, they're never going to get access through all of this. And I'm somewhat surprised that Granada does not try to relieve the sieges. What happened to Aragon? That their name stretches across the Mediterranean now. I don't remember that being the case. Did they add provinces? I mean, they have added provinces in that they get... the Balearics are split up. But no, what's changed is countries can now claim sea zones. Which I think is a change since Dharma. And because Aragon has complete control over this province and this province, they can spread between them. Actually, I don't even know if it's about complete control, but they have control over those, which means the names can then go overseas. Oh, good grief, these sieges are taking a long time. Do you have bonus defensiveness? Ah, you do. Oh, the mountains provide How did I not know this? I mean, it makes sense. I just kind of assumed it was going to be just Granada has a national bonus for this. Tax modifier and religious unity. That kind of a sucky start. When do the Ottomans want out? Not for a while.